Most websites are just a simple brochure. They do not sell nor qualify leads, and they definitely don't follow up. Here's a fact for you business owners. Responding to a lead within 5 minutes boosts the conversation by up to 9 times compared to a 30-minute delay. So what if your website could talk to its visitors? What if your website could auto-generate leads and push them onto a CRM? Handle booking appointments? In this video, I'm going to show you the basics of exactly how you can convert your website into a 24/7 AI sales funnel using N8N and Flowise. By the way, I'm Kaiser from Syntheon AI, and we are an AI automation agency that focuses on building smart AI solutions for businesses. So let's get started. So why Flowise? It's a no-code platform that lets you build chatbots using a drag-and-drop interface. Behind the scenes, it's powered by models like ChatGPT. You can easily connect it to your tools, whether that's a CRM, a booking calendar, or a Google Sheet, without needing to touch the backend. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is Google Flowise and thereafter follow the steps that are given by the website to create an account. It's completely free, obviously, and here on the left hand side you will see a tab that says Chat Flows. I would want you to click Chat Flows, and on the right hand side here there's a little button that says Add New. You're going to click Add New, and in this page is where you're going to be able to add nodes regarding your chatbot. Now that you've created a new chat flow, what you're going to want to do on the left hand side here is click the plus icon and then type in Tool Agent. The Tool Agent is basically the brain and brawn of your entire AI chatbot. You will have additional parameters as an option here. You're going to want to click that, and inside here you're going to split these parameters into 4 different parts: the context, the instructions, the steps, and the knowledge. Alright, now I'm going to explain each one step by step. The context is basically the personality and the understanding of what the AI chatbot knows about your company and the website itself. You can give it a name, you can give it information about your company itself, and so on and so forth. The instructions are the basic instructions that the AI chatbot must follow till the end. Make sure the customer is satisfied, make sure the customer's information is retrieved when booking appointments, etc., etc. Steps are the basic steps that the AI chatbot must follow within the instructions. That is, how to handle inquiries, offer to book appointments, and collecting all these details into a book or a Google Sheet. The knowledge, on the other hand, is going to be making use of a website scraper, which will actually give you information about the prices, the timings, the services, and any other information that the user might require. As you can see here, I've elaborated on the 4 different parts, and if you'd like to have this for yourself, I will link it in the description below. Now what you're going to want to add is the retriever tool. So let's type retriever. Scroll down to tools, and right here drag and drop it into the roster, and we are going to connect the end of the retriever tool here at the bottom to the tool function in the tool agent. Here we're going to name it as web scraper, and the retriever description is going to be searches the web using OpenAI and answers all questions asked by the user to an extent. And you can just ignore additional parameters in this case. Alright, next what you're going to want to add is something called buffer window memory. Now what buffer window memory does basically is keeps a memory of the last few messages that is texted by the user, so that it can follow up with questions or any answers that the user might have based on previous messages. The size of the buffer window memory depends on how many messages you would like the chatbot to remember from the user. So if the size is 4, that would mean it would remember the last 4 messages. If the size is 10, it will remember the last 10 messages. Let's keep it at 10 just for simplicity's sake. We then want to connect the buffer window memory node to the memory function in the tool agent. The next node we're going to want to use is the Chat OpenAI node. It is one of the most important nodes out of all the ones I mentioned before, and in this case it has 3 values. Connect credential, which I'll go into deeper later, the model name, which is the version of the ChatGPT, and the higher the version, the more expensive it will be to run, the lower the version, the cheaper it will be to run. Let's stick with ChatGPT 3.5 for us. The temperature. The lower the temperature, the more creative ChatGPT will be when talking to a user or a supposed client, and the higher the temperature, the more cohesive it will be, that is sticking to the script and not trying to be wavered. Let's stick to a number of 0.5 to have a balance in either direction. Again, here you can choose to allow image uploads. That's if you want it. Say for your business you would like to upload image, the user should upload images in certain cases, then you can allow that by toggling this on or off. You can also choose the resolution. Now, additional parameters, most of these do not need to be filled, as we have already filled them in the custom tool up here. Now, what does need to be filled is the max tokens. You can choose if you want a max tokens of say 50 or max tokens of 100, because the more the user talks to the chatbot, the more amount of tokens it will use, which will probably be more expensive in the long run. So it's your choice in the end. The reasoning effort is how much effort you would want the AI to reason with your user. The lower the reasoning effort, the less reasoning it will be, and higher the reasoning effort, the higher reasoning it will be. Let's keep it a medium in our case. Alright, so what you're going to do now is Google OpenAPI key. Thereafter, you'll want to click this link. In here, if you have an OpenAPI account, log in and create a new secret key. Let's name this key, say, chatbot. And if you have any saved projects, you can link them to these projects. And the permissions are all according to you. After creating a new secret key, it will prompt you with the OpenAPI key itself. Copy this key, and then what you're going to want to do is click Open, create new, name the OpenAPI, say chatbot, and enter the OpenAPI key here. And now you're going to link the chat OpenAI node to the tool calling chat model in the tool agent. The next step is going to be adding a node called Quadrant. This node stores and retrieves relevant website chunks for the chatbot to use as a database. And now you're going to type into Google Quadrant, click the first link that says Quadrant Vector Database. After creating an account and logging in, you will be met with this page. Here you will want to create a new free cluster. You can choose whatever cloud platform you want, that is either Amazon or Google. We are going to stick with Amazon for this one. Choose the location of your server. We're going to choose Frankfurt, and then add a cluster name, say chatbot, and click create free cluster. You will be met with the API key. Copy this API key, and under connect credential, you want to create new, name the Quadrant API chatbot, paste the Quadrant API key, and click add. Next, you want to copy the endpoint and paste it in your Quadrant server URL. The Quadrant collection name is going to be the same name you gave it in the website, that is chatbot. Anything in additional parameters has already been set. Keep it the same, do not change it. And then you're going to connect the Quadrant node to the Retriever tool node. Next, you want to add a node called Cheerio Web Scraper. And then you want to add a recursive text splitter. Now in the Cheerio Web Scraper, what it basically does is it scrapes your website for all kinds of information. So we are going to be pasting the URL of our website right over here. So go onto your website, copy the URL, and paste it right over here. You can leave recursive character text splitter the same, you do not need to change it. Next, you want to connect the recursive character text splitter to the Cheerio Web Scraper and the Cheerio Web Scraper to the document function in the Quadrant node. The next two nodes you're going to want to add are the JSON and docx files. You're also going to want to add two more recursive character text splitters. You must be wondering what kind of JSON file you should be uploading here. Well, this JSON file must contain information about your website, such as the services, durations and prices, operating hours, FAQs, policies, anything that the user might find interesting. It should look something like this, where it contains information about your website or your company altogether. whereas the doc file must contain long-form information such as FAQs, brochures, anything that isn't available on your website. It should look something like this. Here, as you can see, it gives you basic information about your company and it has a more human touch to it, meaning it's something that the chatbot should follow when talking to your clients. You can ignore additional parameters in these two cases and connect recursive character text splitter to the text splitter function in docx and recursive character text splitter to the text splitter in JSON file. And then you want to connect the JSON document to the document function in Quadrant and the docx document to the document function in Quadrant. The next node you're going to be adding is the OpenAI embeddings node. The OpenAI embeddings node basically takes information from your web scraper, your JSON file, and your doc file and converts it into vector embeddings, which are numerical representations and help your chatbot understand and semantically search knowledge. Your connect credential is going to be the same one that you've used in the chat OpenAI node, and the model name is going to be text embedding ADA002. Keep it at this as it is the most efficient one available. You can completely ignore additional parameters. Next, you want to connect OpenAI embeddings to the embeddings function in Quadrant. And now we're going to be adding another node called custom tool. We're going to create a new tool in this node called Book Appointments. And in the description, we're going to mention what this tool does and tell it that it needs to collect the name, service email, and preferred date and time of the appointment. As you can see what I've written here. Next, we're going to add an item to the input schema and call it service. The type is going to be string. And the description is going to be name of service booked. We're going to click required because that means the user has to enter it to move forward. The next item we're going to be adding is name. The type is string. And the description is going to say full name of the client. Again, click required. Next is date, string. Description is date of the appointment. Next is time, string. Description is going to be time of the appointment. Next is going to be email, string, email of the client. And for the JavaScript function, we have to write a JavaScript code that sends the data that the AI chatbot collects from the user using a webhook. This data is then sent to the webhook and then to the CRM for the appointment to be booked. And once the appointment is booked, the confirmation email is sent to the user. You guys need to make sure that the variables are in order of the input schema that we filled in earlier. Next, you're going to connect the custom tool node to the tools function in tool agent. Alright, so let's test out our chat flow. Before we do anything, hit the save icon, and on the right hand side there's a little chat button. Let's click that. Let's have a little conversation with our chatbot, why don't we? Hello. Our name. The Sacred Glow Facial. On at 12:30 p.m. on the 14th of August 2025. Let's enter our email. As you can see here, it says that our appointment has been booked on the 14th of August at 1:30 p.m. Let's check our Gmail. As you can see here, our booking has been confirmed. And this shows that the chatbot is working fine. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, do not mind reaching out. All our links will be provided in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be as it may, this is a very simple and easy to understand chat flow. We spend hours and hours on prompts, how the chat flow can be more efficient, how it can be implemented into various companies, the ease of use and integration, and anything along those lines. Thank you guys once again for watching this video. If you want to know more about our company, you can visit our website in the description below. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!